You'd have to be selling the most random niche of a niche product to genuinely have less customers. Really, there's a lot of customers out there. So are you okay with the idea of your product actually being too expensive for someone? And maybe that's a good thing. And over these 4 reasons, I might prove to you that it actually might just be the best thing in your life.
This is The Fighting Entrepreneur, the podcast dedicated to entrepreneurs looking to change the world. Learn how to start, build, and scale a business in today's highly competitive business environment. Here's your host, The Fighting Entrepreneur, Anik Singal.
What's up, you crazy fighting entrepreneurs? This is Anik Singal, your favorite person in the world. Welcome back to The Fighting Entrepreneur. Today, we're going to be talking about 4 reasons that you need to increase your prices. So why am I so tickled by this topic right now? Well, there's a lot of reshifting happening at Lurn. We are making some big changes soon. And that doesn't mean, by the way, all of our prices are going through the roof. We're realigning the way we do business. So we are still going to be offering a great array of opportunity and products and services for those who cannot afford ridiculously high priced things. But anyways, I'm not going to give away too much. You'll see how it's coming. It's going to be good for everybody. I promise. It's a win-win-win. Where did this all get tickled by? It was from an event I went to on real estate multifamily investing 2 weekends ago at this point. And so last Monday's episode, I talked about kind of the epiphanies I had at this event. It's so funny, right? Because I was at the event. I should be learning about real estate investing and all that, but I'm having marketing epiphanies, business epiphanies, entrepreneurship epiphanies. And so that led me to really filming an episode last week, which I really recommend you listen to. It's all about, if you want the best, are you willing to pay for it? Now, this week, we're going to talk about 4 reasons you need to increase your prices. So if you want to see where that comes from, go listen to last week's episode. You can grab that at anikpodcast.com, A-N-I-K, podcast, P-O-D-C-A-S-T.com. Now listen, have you joined Lurn.com yet? Come on. We are on a mission to get 10 million members into our Lurn Nation platform. We are the transformational home for entrepreneurs, and I want to invite you in. Get in there, sign up. Let's get you started. It's free. There's tons of free courses in there. We got tons of courses for $7 or $10, and I'm not sure they're going to be that inexpensive for too long based on today's episode, 4 reasons to increase your prices. So get in there right now, get active, get plugged into the community. Go to LurnCenter.com, L-U-R-N Center.com. We got lots of events happening at the Lurn Center. You can get virtual tickets to them as well. Again, these tickets are usually $47. That price is going to be going up soon as well. So grab as many tickets as you can. And then just get plugged into all of our physical workshops we do, virtual workshops we do. Get into the community. We have tons of amazing things happening, and we are creating millionaires every single day here in this community. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, plug in, LURN.com. All right? Okay. So let's talk about 4 reasons you need to increase your prices. Number 1. Well, first of all, before I go into that, let's just talk about why do people underprice? I can tell you exactly why people underprice. It's the fear. See, when we're coming up with a price, we always have a price we want to charge, and we'll typically drop it because we're afraid, what if it's too expensive and the person doesn't buy? But the funny thing is, is there an actual shortage? Is there a scarcity mindset here about how many customers there are in the world? I mean, seriously, you'd have to be selling the most random niche of a niche product to genuinely have less customers. Really, there's a lot of customers out there. So are you okay with the idea of your product actually being too expensive for someone? And maybe that's a good thing. And over these 4 reasons, I might prove to you that it actually might just be the best thing in your life. So why are you pricing yourself too low? Usually fear, lack of confidence, self-esteem issues, just fear of lack of conversion. But what's the harm in trying? Right? So we'll start with reason number 1. And this might make a statistical, mathematical understanding or reason for you. So number 1, let's understand the numbers behind raising your prices and what that can do to your profit and expenses. So I'm going to talk about the high ticket stuff for a minute because we've seen this all the time in the company. So if we have a program that's, let's say, $4,000, right? And we raise the price to $5,000. Now, this program is being sold on the phone with someone who's having a one-on-one conversation with the potential client. So let's look at the numbers. from 4 to 5,000, that's $1,000 more. $1,000 divided by 4,000 is 25%. So I am raising the price by 25%. Okay? But I'm not raising my expenses. That's the key. The offer is the same. So I'm adding 25% direct to the profit margin. So people go, oh, but my sales would drop. Do you really think that your sales will drop by more than 25%? Because I'm here to tell you, they won't. And the other thing is, they will drop. They probably will drop, but they'll probably drop by like 10%, 12%, 15%. But you have 25% increase in margin and profit. So a 10 to 15% drop in customer may just be a great thing. You'll actually drop your expenses, need less size, smaller team to manage those people, and you'll be able to make more money. So that's one example that may not resonate with everybody. Let me use another example. So let's say you're selling a product for $47. Let's a digital product, whatever, it's for $47. Now you raise the price to $97. You've basically doubled the price. It's 100% increase in the price, right? So you've doubled the price. Now, do you believe that you would have more than a 50% reduction in sales? Means just from going 47 to 97, do you think that you'll get less than half of the customers? No chance. Not if you have a good sales copy, not if you have a good offer and a good product. It's just not going to happen. The only reason that would happen is if your offer sucks, which if you could just spend a little bit of time on your copy and your offer, guys, you might get 25% less conversions, but you're making double the money with less headaches, less expenses, more profit. It's powerful stuff. Now, I will say this. A lot of this increase your prices stuff is more relevant to the digital market, training, education, content, than it is to the physical market. In the physical market, like if for a coffee mug, if I doubled the price of this coffee mug, I would absolutely see a massive reduction in sales because physical markets are just incredibly cost sensitive. There's a lot of competition, and there isn't an emotional value to this mug. A mug's a mug. I don't care where I buy it from. But if I'm buying training, education, content, then there's an emotional value. If I'm buying services, like if you build homes or if you do home remodeling, then there is an emotional connection. I want the best person with the best experience who's going to bring the best ideas. So if you're a contractor, if you are a consultant, if you're a coach, if you're a trainer, if you're an education seller, digital, if there's anything where there's more than the tangible value to your product, there's an intangible value. I'm telling you right now, increase your prices. It will not have a proportionate increase. Now, look, don't go crazy. If you take a $47 product and you make it $500, so you 10x the price, yeah, you probably will see a massive reduction. But I don't know. If your offer is damn good and can support it, you might still win out, believe it or not. It's worth a test. So understand the numbers. Most of the time, increasing your prices will work out in your favor. Reason number two of the 4, less customer equals better customers. So it's so crazy. I find this all the time. In Lurn, I've seen this all the time. And yet, I don't know why I haven't taken action on it, but I will now. The more the customer pays, the less headache they are. This is so true. If I get a customer to pay me $30,000 versus a customer to pay me $3,000, the $30,000 customer is going to do more of what I teach, ask less questions, bug me less, be more respectful, and just be generally more pleasant to work with. It's uncanny. One thing that's always, it's so funny, I've found this, like when you go to hotels, okay, have you ever seen this? If you go to like your typical category three-star hotel, you go to like a Courtyard or, whatever that chain of hotels, they're really nice, they're great. And you walk into those hotels, free breakfast, free dinner snacks, like evening snacks, free Wi-Fi, free water in the room. And like they even have a small kitchen. And it's like, damn. And it's like half the cost of a 5-star. Less than half. Third of the cost of a 5-star down the street. You go to the 5-star, breakfast is charged, right? Wi-Fi is charged. Like dinner, evening snacks, whatever. You might get a glass of wine. You'll be lucky, but it's charged. parking is charged. Like every little thing is charged. I'm like, that's interesting. I've never complained though. Like I just do it. But yet at the hotels that are less expensive, they have to provide everything because they're competing in that niche, that market. Those customers demand a lot more versus the higher level customers demand a lot less. It's a weird, contorted perspective. But I know for myself, like when I pay people, like I usually come in and I pay big prices. I'm a great customer. I understand. I'm not going to bug them. I'm a professional. But sometimes when someone is paying you $3,000, that might be a large portion of what they had. And in their mind, they've paid like 80% of their savings account to you. So they own you now. They own you. I mean, they feel entitled to everything from you. And maybe rightfully so. I don't know what the offer was. I don't know what you offered them. You always have to deliver on what you offered. So just kind of putting that perspective out there. Less customers, for the most part, will equal better customers. Number three. Now, this is an interesting one I can speak to myself. Too low equals warning flags for good customers. So I remember being on a call once. And this person was like, I'll build the whole funnel for you. I'll get the ad started. I'll do the copy. I'll do everything. And I have tons of track record, but I have never done consulting before. So I'm trying to get some like big name clients or whatever and get on the phone. I was pretty excited. I was like, okay, yeah, I know who you are. I know who you've worked for. I'm pretty sure you get great results. And I'm interested to see this new kind of funnel you want to build for me. So I'm in my head thinking, as we're talking, I said, that's a lot of work. This kid's going to charge me at least 10 grand plus X percentage or whatever. So in my head, I'm like, all right, we'll have to see. I have to negotiate, And I finally drop him. I'm like, what's the price? And he's like, listen, man, I'm just trying to get my first few clients to like do well by. And so I'll do all this for you for $1,000. And I remember thinking, what? I'm not even kidding. I had this. You would think that I was expecting 10 and he went to 1,000. I was like, yeah, no. I immediately thought, that's interesting. If you're only charging $1,000, you just quit a job where you were making six figures. If you're going to replace that salary, you would need to get 10 to 15 clients, which means you're not going to give me a lot of time. And what are you really doing that you feel like you only have to charge me $1,000? Like, it was a completely reverse psychology. For the good customers. See, good customers understand the value of time. Now, go back and listen to last week's episode. Good customers want to pay for time. I understand the value of time. Bad customers, or I shouldn't say bad customers, but customers that are maybe a little bit more not as good, they look for the deals. They're deal shoppers. So they're the ones that as soon as they give you $1,000, it's going to be 3 hours later, they're going to message you, where's my funnel? What did you do? Where are you? Can you also do this? Can you make this change? Can you include this? Can you do that? Can you do this? And it's like, but for someone who paid you $10,000, they're going to understand the scope of work. They're going to help you and not just fight against you. So he actually lost the deal because he underpriced me. I just got very skeptical. I also wasn't that interested in it that I was going to like sit and ask him and coach him and be like, hey, I think, this is my concern. This is why I don't want to hire you because you're charging too little. I just walked away from it. It just wasn't that important. Honestly, had he come around 10, he probably would have gotten me. He would have had to come to 10 and reestablish the value for me just one time to really like drive it home. But yeah, it would have gotten me, but not at 1, right? So pricing too low is a warning flag. I spoke about the event, the real estate event that I recently went to. I spoke about it on the last week's episode. Go back and listen to it. And it was $350 for a VIP ticket at this 2-day event in a convention center, which I just happen to know how damn expensive those things are to run. And it was like Brad Sumrock himself teaching the entire 2 days. Not a single moment did anyone else speak except for the MC who came twice to the stage. And I remember thinking to myself, I said, there's no way he's going to give me anything of ridiculous value. Even my wife came to me. She was like, by the way, I Googled it. There's pitch. And I'm like, yeah, I already knew that. $350. Like, it just, so I went anyways because I realized you actually can't get pitched by him. You cannot join his programs unless you go to this event. It's like an entry point. So I went. But know how I went knowing already, right? Now, let's say, I would be honest with you. If I didn't know that there was a pitch, if I didn't know that there was a reason he was luring me in, And if the claim was that, I'm just getting started in the real estate space, and so I'm going to give away all of my top multi 8-figure real estate secrets for $350 in a 2-day weekend event, I wouldn't have gone. Because I just would have been like, no way. I want to work with professionals. I want to work with people that have been doing it for a while, have a track record. The guy is trying to build case studies. I don't want to be a case study. $350, it's a joke. He's not going to teach me anything of value. That's literally what I would have thought. But here I understood the marketing behind it, so I'm like, I'm going, right? Okay, number 4. And by the way, if Brad's listening, Brad, I think you could easily increase your prices. I think you could raise your prices by 40 to 50% minimum, and you'd have just as many people showing up. But anyways, who the hell am I to teach him? He killed it at the event. Millions of dollars were probably transacted. So it was awesome. All right. Number 4. Reason number 4, frees up your time. This is big. And this is the one where I was like, I'm just going crazy lately. I'm finding myself spending a ton of time servicing customers who have not put in enough money to deserve that time. That's just me being blunt. I'm sorry. Right? And it's exhausting. And what's happening, and this is a sad part, here I have a group of customers that have committed to me, to the company, have paid a ton of money, have really paid for my time and are valuing it. And they're so amazing. They tend never to bother me or bug me or talk to me because they just respect me and the company. They still get their stuff done. They pull the resources from the company, but I'd love to spend more time with them because I should. They deserve it. They've earned it. And I know that if I did, I could really double, triple their results. But I'm busy over here servicing my $47, $37, $27 customers all day long and not investing in the ones that have spent $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. That stops. That's going to stop now at Lurn, right? I want to be able to free up my time to spend with those who have committed and shown their commitment so that I can get them big results. And so when you free up your time, you free it up because you have less customers. Now you can focus on the ones you do have and get more results from them. And those results will innately become the best marketing your business will ever have or ever need because they'll go out there and rave about you. And you do that for a few years and you'll have a business that's completely secure for the rest of your life. And you'll have freedom and have a life, right? That's not being completely dragged away by the customers who do not deserve your time necessarily. So, I don't mean to be ruthless or mean or anything. Remember, I said at Lurn, we will continue to service in our best capacity because we understand there are people all over the world. $3,000, it might not be as much money in one country like UK or Australia or New Zealand or US, Canada, but it's a fortune in India. It is. For a lot of people, it could be 6-7 months of salary. I get that. So we will still service those markets, but we will have to service them a little bit differently. And I will have to start learning to say no and protecting my time, personal time. But I will build infrastructure and great support networks for anyone who's in the other lower price product range. But my time is going to have to start being fully devoted to the best of our customers who have paid and valued it and deserve it, right? So that's the thing. I don't care what kind of business you run. I don't care if you're running a bakery. I don't care if you're running a consulting, you're a coach, you're a trainer. I challenge you after listening today to try at least one of your products or services. Up the prices. I promise you, you'll love the results. All right, come on, go to lurn.com, LURN.com. Join the movement, the entrepreneurial movement. We're going to change the world together. We're not going to wait for the governments. We're going to do it. So join us at LURN.com. We're going to put 10 million members in that platform. Are you going to sit on the sidelines or are you going to be a part of the movement? I hope you're going to take part. Go to lurn.com, LURN.com. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, leave me a comment below. What do you think? Give me some comments. Give me some messages. Click subscribe. Click the thumbs up icon. Click the bell icon. If you're on iTunes, go to anikpodcast.com. Make sure you leave us a great review, show notes, and all of our past amazing episodes. We have tons of amazing episodes. Go to Anik Podcast, ANIK, podcast, PODCAST.com. We'll see you over at anikpodcast.com. I'll see you on the next episode of The Fighting Entrepreneur. This is Anik Singal reminding you when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. Talk to you later.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.